Good morning, everybody, and welcome to On the Spot 947, where we sit down, we have a little tete a tete with some of the biggest and talented names in the arts, and equally those who are on their artistic journey in the hopes of influencing and changing the world. It is a brand new month, my goodness, just when we started the year. I mean, it's already March, and we feel more of the sun pouring down on our backs every day. But we got a guest today that will certainly help ease the scorching rays of the sun. And she's a person who wears a lot of hats. Yeah, for our guest is a singer. She's also a songwriter and a music producer. And I wonder what other hats that she would like to add to that list. We will obviously ask her later. Now, she also describes her music as cosmic pop. I mean, that description alone sells it for me, I tell you. She's based in Hong Kong and defines her music as one with shimmery but sophisticated pop beats with candy stories about the universe. I don't know if she brought some glitter to throw at us when she comes on, but yeah, we'll know. But stories about the universe, that is definitely a lesson in musical metaphysics. And yep, one student here, I would like to enroll, one student coming through. Her production credits also include stellar level acts and TV shows from Hong Kong. She's garnered support, of course, from Billboard, MTV Asia, BBC Radio. There's Wonderland, there's Notion, Line Today, and Scout Mag, and others. Now, her singles and peaked at number one across radio stations in Hong Kong and Taiwan, and recently played at the Ear Up Music Festival in McPherson Stadium this year. And we are so honored to have her here today on the show. Let's give it a warm welcome for Xtie. Hello, Xtie.
Hi everyone. This is Xtie from Hong Kong.
Yes, good morning, and welcome to On the Spot 947. We have an interesting artist name, and it's not read the same way as it is spelled. I'm wondering why you decided to spell your name with an X instead. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because my name was Xtie. So the Chris is actually replaced by the X, and then I felt like my original name is kind of hard to spell, so I really want to throw it out as a special name, so X can also mean crossover, so it's like having different possibilities in my music as an artist. So that's why I want to use Xtie as my artist name.
All right, but you'd rather be called Xtie as compared to Xtie, or either way you're
either way would work, but usually people call Xtie since I release music, so
okay, then we'll call you Xtie then instead of Xtie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. They say that X marks the spot and it highlights whatever needs to be learned and discovered, and we are glad that Manila audiences are slowly discovering your music. But I wondered, have you always wanted to sing and perform?
Yeah, since from what I remember. So it's really young age I started singing, and then as Asian family, not just Asian, with Hong Kong particularly, as in Hong Kong traditional family, when we were in middle school, our teacher asked us to learn at least one instrument. So back then I have to pick one instrument to learn, and then I was like, oh, I want to sing, but they were like, no, it's instrument. I was like, singing is also an instrument. But anyway, that time I picked piano, so I learned piano as well. But yeah, but turns out I didn't really into it because they're doing classical piano. So even I came from a classical background, but my love and also my calling is playing pop piano and also sing, because I love to sing. So, and then I growing older, as a teenager, I watched a lot of Disney Channel stuff, and then High School Musical, and then a lot of like American drama, and then I just love play the piano and also sing, because when that time Taylor Swift debuted it, and then her song was wow all over Asia, the world, and that time I saw her playing the guitar and sang. I was like, oh, my main instrument is piano. How about I play the piano and sing? And that's how I started having my voice and piano all together into like playing, performing, and then I start writing songs. But that back
Mhm.
then I didn't realize that was writing songs, because I was like playing the piano with different chords progression, and then I just randomly sing some stuff. And then that's the point where I started writing music. And then after several years, I felt like, oh, just my vocal and piano is kind of boring to deliver my stories and also my sound. And that's how
Mhm.
I started like self teaching myself production. And I realized I love production as well. So that's why many hats. I write songs, sing, and also produce songs. But actually, for me, it's actually the same thing as to use the tools to like to tell the stories that I want to tell and tell people stories.
Nice, nice. They say that the first school that any child ever attends in their life is basically at home. I was wondering, did you get a little bit of your musical influence from your family, or perhaps your parents, to be exact?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm kind of like weird as someone in from Hong Kong. I felt like I'm from Hong Kong, and the
Uh-huh.
language here, native language here is Cantonese. So
It's
we have
Cantonese,
a
yeah.
style like Cantonese pop, so like Canto
Mm-hmm.
pop. So I actually grew up listening to a lot of Canto pop, but at the same time, growing up, I listened to a lot of Taylor Swift, Rihanna,
Right, right.
Clarkson, musical theater. So I felt like, a little bit, competing the sound into my brain.
Right.
But
One ear will have Taylor Swift, and one ear will have Cantonese
yeah,
pop.
and,
It's like,
and that's
okay.
what's so weird, because sometimes I felt like my songs here in Hong Kong is too foreign to be like too foreign to my local community, but to like a
Mm-hmm.
foreign community, I was like too local. So I was like really like a third culture kid, kind of in the music
Okay.
style. And I still feel like that, but I still think that maybe this is something cosmic pop needs, like that's how I started the term, to like, because I produce my own music, so I think I have the own decision for what kind of sound to put into my song. So that's why I used cosmic pop, because I don't want like several genre to limit myself, because cosmic pop doesn't exist until Xtie released her songs. It's like
Yeah.
I invent the term for like marketing purpose, whatever
Yeah.
ways, but but I feel like cosmic pop is something that I can set, like maybe this month I want to release this song, and then this is cosmic pop, or this is not. Like I think it's just give me more freedom and like not limit myself on what kind of music I release, because one year is canto pop, one year is like western pop. I mean, it's so many influence in my upbringing, so I think it's kind of interesting and unique as an artist as well.
And well, it's great that you get to, to deliver that kind of musical output, depending on I guess on the mood that you want to try for the year. Like, oh, okay, this year I'm not going to release any English songs. It's purely going to be Cantonese, and then, in the middle of the year, just release something else. And there's always been that, debate about genre. Some people or some artists feel that genre, or having to classify your music into a specific genre, limits you, and that you can't move out of it. But other people prefer it that way, because at least I know where my place is. I'm not encroaching, or I'm not crossovering into another genre. So it really, I guess, depends on the artists and the purpose of how you want your music to be, marketed. And would any members of your family equally play a musical instrument?
No, actually not. No.
Okay,
My they more like sing. They sing.
good,
Just
good.
singing, but like not
Yeah, yeah.
instrument. Yeah.
Are they the first? Are they your first audience whenever you listen? Mom, I got a new song. I wrote a new song. I stayed up until 3 a.m. You gotta listen to this.
Um, Not really, but my husband is, because we actually like, okay, for like younger age.
Okay.
So when I write a song, I'm scared to share it with my families, because I felt like it is so personal. As a
Hmm.
teenager, you don't want to tell a lot of things to your parents, right? So yeah, I
Yep.
was like,
Been there.
oh, it's weird. But my friends and my classmates, like they know that I write songs. So they actually remember. I didn't even remember. So there's like an examination, like a test exam doing physics, and then I finished early,
Mm-hmm.
I answered the question early, and I felt like, oh yeah, it's gonna be it, you know. So I've
Right.
like 30 minutes left until the test end, you know. And as you know, we're doing an examination, you cannot leave early. So and I
Yeah.
was like, I was writing songs on the paper, on the physics exam paper, and that's like my draft on that. And then my teacher knows it, and then just tell everyone in the school. And I was like, wow, oh my god, Xtie, what was she's doing? Like, you know, not checking her answers, but like write poets or poem, and you know, like that's not poem, it's a song. But anyways, like yeah, my friends actually was my first audience to
Your
my
first
song.
audience. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's great that you're making use of your time, and no time wasted with regards to your productivity and artistry, and that's the way to learn. That really
Yeah.
is the way to learn for for artists these days. I know today's a Monday; it's the start of the week. It's not Throwback Thursday or Flashback Friday, but if in case you were to look back, would you remember a point in your life when you said, "Music is my arena. This is what I want to be doing for the rest of my life."
Yeah, I think the reasons when you ask the question that suddenly like really pop up in my mind. Recently in January, I performed a set in a festival. You're up
Hmm.
like as you introduced. Um, so that was my first like stadium show with
Okay.
another like different artists as a headliner. And because of COVID, you know, there's a lot of regulations in Hong Kong of COVID before, like literally before March. So we are like just started like around a year that live music shows come back to life. So as an artist that debuted into 2020, starting from COVID, I didn't get a lot of chance to perform live and
Hmm.
until like this year. And then last like January I performed on that stage, and I thought, oh my god, people just stream my song, but like they never heard me live. But then when I was on stage, and then when I sang my previous single called Skin, which is the most personal and vulnerable song to me, they waved their flashlights, and I was
Wow.
like, that scene I still remember. It gave me so much energy to move on and continue to do my work. So yeah, that's the picture that like flashback is. Wow, in a stadium, everyone, you know, waved their lights to your song that you wrote, and that was
Right. That.
magical.
Oh, for sure it is. And sometimes the audience would forget that as an artist, you get energy from that. You get energy from how the audience participates in your song, how they relate to that when they clap their hands, when you tell them to stand up and dance with you, and and in a way the audience also performs along with you. And then when you see that, you use that as as your coffee.
Yeah, that's
As your Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. You get a high from that, from performing in front of
100%. Yeah,
everyone. Yeah,
yeah.
I so relate to that. Let's see, some friends are joining us this morning. Jonas Guerra, good morning to you. Also, let's see, is it Taya from Amplify Entertainment? Hello, good morning. Elsie Delima is also here with us. Aurora Angeles says XT is multi-talented. Yeah, she's one of our
Thank you.
regular listeners. Good morning as well to you, Juan Miguel Gamocha, and to Queenie. Hey, Queenie. Give my love to Cheska and to Jared. Let's see. Now we all know that the arts is it's not exactly easy. I mean, you have to deal with motivation. You have to deal with criticism, support, and in your own belief system. How important is it for you to nurture the arts at the earliest time for kids? Because we've heard it from, I guess, from our parents as well, and from other people's parents. Oh, the arts? That's not something you want to do because it nothing beats a stable 9 to 5 job. So I don't know if there in Hong Kong you still hear that kind of statements, or if that perception still is prevalent in families.
I think, as for my experience, I actually worked 9 to 5
Mm-hmm.
until last month. So yeah, it's still very, you know, the thing is in Hong Kong, like people after graduation, um, you want a stable job, you want a stable salary, you know.
Yeah.
and I work as an art manager that like produce I was a producer, but like an event producer, like music event and art
There you go.
event
That's another
producer.
hat.
Yeah, another hat, but like I'm not doing that anymore. I feel like, oh my god, I want to like put my focus into my artist project also as a producer, like music producer. So yeah, before that, I worked in a charity that produce art event for the kids. So your question is like
Hmm.
really relate to me because I saw a lot of kids. They are actually really they knew that they want to pursue the arts, and that's why they joined our programs back then.
Hmm.
And then I felt like their parents is really supportive as well. And I didn't see a lot of parents were saying, oh, you need to get a 9 to 5 job, but they're more like, oh, let's try. If you're not okay, then just go back to like a stable job. I mean, like I think in Hong Kong is like you can wear different hats. You can work 9 to 5 and also have an do art. So it's like it's not like just have to pick one. So
Right.
there's a lot of opportunities here in Hong Kong as well. So I think recently I felt like a lot of musicians they teach in class and they have a 9 to 5 job as a teacher, music teacher. Some is doing like engineer. Like I have a band member who is my guitarist in my band, and then he has a 9 to 5 job. Like he's like a structural engineer. So like
Mm.
everyone wear a different hat. It doesn't have to be like you have to be like working 9 to 5 and like sacrifice your art. It doesn't like have to be this way. So I think if it's for like younger generation, like younger like teenager when they want to pursue art, is like just go for it. I mean, like it doesn't have to. You have to pick one. Like the society, we have the
Right.
internet, the AI, the society here is like growing a lot. You don't have to like just pick one.
Good,
That's
good.
why
It's
that's
nice
my
that you have
experience.
choices over there. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
glad that
yeah.
that you have choices. And speaking of support, I was wondering, how is the art supported over there in Hong Kong? I mean, does the government play a key role in creating awareness for it, and probably maybe spearheading some revision in the curriculum to include more emphasis in the arts in schools?
I think in like a college, like a bachelor training of music, pop
Hmm.
music, they recently, not recently, like in the close 6 or 5 years, they started like a pop music bachelor degree, which is I think is gonna help a lot for like people who want to pursue music. Because back then I don't have that kind of option, unless
Hmm.
you wanna like unless you're really rich, not rich, but like you have to pay for like private bachelor degree. Like if you want to get into pop music degree, you think of Berkeley, right? You have to think of
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
college in the US, but like it's kind of expensive for like a typical, people in Hong Kong. So yeah, but I think in education wise, like a tertiary education in pop music is kind of essential to the industry as well, because I saw a lot of graduates that started to work, like my friends, my peers, they graduated from that school, and then I
Mhm.
think it's kind of important to have like people, because back then when I was like graduate from high school, I don't know what kind of like subject I want to study. I just randomly pick something sound interesting. I studied psychology, like it's just interesting, but yeah, I think tertiary education. But like as I mentioned, when I was like middle school back then, like many years ago, we had to pick one instrument. And I heard that nowadays kids have to pick two, not just one.
Wow. Okay.
And then one has to be like a Western instrument, one has to be a Chinese instrument, like a traditional instrument. Um,
Wow.
and then
Okay.
I also heard that piano doesn't count. So I picked piano because that
Yeah.
time was like not so common, but still common. But nowadays, like piano is like basic. So it's
Yeah.
like piano and two more instruments. But
Wow. I
I'm
mean,
not
if the
sure.
kids willing to learn, if the kids are willing to learn, then yeah, why not? And you
Yeah.
add another instrument.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
hope
then
that it's good.
yeah, yeah. There's also another debate. I don't know if you've heard it over there, but sometimes it will reach my ear as well that you're not a real artist if you do not know how to play an instrument. Do you agree with that notion?
um, I don't agree. Okay, I
Okay,
will
good.
say okay. Okay, so Instrument, it depends on what kind of instrument, because I know a lot of producers in Hong Kong, like younger generation, they don't play an instrument, like not a
Okay.
physical instrument, but
Hmm.
they can produce a really, really good song.
All
So their
right.
instrument, they moved to the DAW, the digital audio workstation. They do sound
Hmm.
design. They
Hmm.
do the music arrangement without the need to know playing a real instrument. So I think they are still an artist. They don't have to play an instrument in order to be a music producer. So I
Okay.
think the thing to be like a real artist is to be authentic about your art, and to
Hmm.
be knowing what kind of thing you produce in your vision. I think it's more like the vision instead of playing the instrument. I think playing the instrument is a tool to your art.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the tool can be an instrument, it can be your sound design, you can be like anything on the internet that you make use of in order to fit your artistic vision. So that's what I thought.
I'm glad that you talked about authenticity because these days people feel that okay, as an artist, I probably need to hold back a little bit because I'm probably revealing way too much of my views out on my songs, or I'm sharing way too much information by way of, let's say, a book I'm writing. So I need to, like, pull back. But to kind of like echo that, I don't know if you read this author named Neil Gaiman. He said that the moment that you feel that you are revealing too much of yourself in your art, that means you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
and people kind of like forget that artists are equal, are people as well. I mean, you can be the best selling artist of all time, but at the same time, your art equally makes you vulnerable because what you experience is what you put into your songs.
exactly. And I think it's like a journey as a person, not just as an artist. That's why sometimes, like talking about like results or like the journey as an artist, sometimes my songs plays number one, but
Hmm.
sometimes it's not. Sometimes I release several songs. There must be one song that you feel, oh, I really like that particular one. But usually that particular one is not the most popular one. Like it really happens as an artist, but as a person who is like, as an artist and also as a person, I feel like it's just okay because I released the song on a time that is authentic. It speaks to me. So it's like it's
Hmm.
like a journey. Like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, but to me it's like a journey. Yeah.
Right, right. And of course, each journey will always have a chapter. So maybe wait for you back then, uh, and and hopefully down the line, some other listeners, new ones perhaps, would discover your music and would say that, oh, this song that you released a year ago speaks to me today. So I don't think there's any time lost with regards to
Yeah.
that, and there's no value lost to that because it's out there for everyone to listen to. It's out there for everyone to hear and to be affected by. And I know you've got a new single out, but before we get to the new stuff, I want to run by some previous ones as well. I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a single that you released called Spaceship. Now that
Yeah.
for me was cosmic pop right there. I mean, just the instrumentations that you get to listen to that particular track makes me want to, like, come on. If there's a spaceship and Xt's driving, I want to ride that spaceship. I want to
Yeah.
go with you on that journey. In the video, you were in a field and you were singing while sitting on some concrete tubes. I'm curious, where did you shoot that video? And as an artist, I suppose you have the last say with regards to the location of any video.
You mean the music video of Spaceship? Where did
The
we
music video of Spaceship,
Oh,
yeah.
it's like a random, not random, but like it's like a studio, and we built everything into it. So it's just a studio, just a shooting studio, and then we built like the art director, the team built like a spaceship for me, and then the idea. Well, it's like nearly a year ago, and really like think back. So that one is like, I'm a producer, so they knew like the MV team has been working with me for a lot of singles because my previous music video is also done by the same team. So they want to
Mhm.
put more of my identity out there. So it
Okay.
looks like a spaceship, but it's actually my bedroom. It's like I produce music in my bedroom, like here in my room. So it's like, oh, they want to
That's
build like
productivity for you.
cosmic pop bedroom for me, like a spaceship, but like it's more like a spaceship style, and it felt like I'm like doing music in my own, capsule. That's the
Yeah, yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. Also, you mentioned this song earlier on. Some months back, you did release a song that you mentioned, which is called "Skin." I was listening to that, and the song does talk about, inner healing, distance, well-being, and being comfortable in your own skin, literally. And how important is it for artists to be just that? I mean, to be comfortable with the art that they share and not having to be pressured in seeing what other artists are doing, and say that if you see that, oh, because this one artist is on TikTok, then that probably means I should be there too, even if you don't like doing it. I mean, should an artist feel pressured to do what other artists are doing?
Wow, that is it's kind of tricky as an artist as well. 'Cause, like as an artist, sometimes you don't have to be really like. I feel like as an artist, you have the responsibility. I don't know if this is a good word, but like you
Mhm.
are supposed to create trends instead of follow trends.
Okay.
Like trends, but still, I feel like sometimes you can create trends, but sometimes you have to follow the trends, because if
Mhm.
that is your like, I think if you feel don't you're not feeling comfortable to doing some art that you don't want to do, then don't do it, because
Mhm.
you have your gut feeling you don't like it. Why would you do that? So for me, if there's a trend here, and if I feel comfortable enough to maybe push a little bit boundaries, or like maybe I can like ride on a trend, I think I would
Mhm.
still do it, because I don't want to force myself too much on, oh, you have to be creating a trend that nobody do it like before. It's so hard, because I think there's a Cantonese phrase in here that under the sun, so it means, translate direct translation is like, under the sun there's nothing new. So yeah, so it's
Mm.
like we're always inspired by people around us. I'm inspired by Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and Cantonese pop. Like, like there must be something in me, like inspire me to create something that I want to create now. And it's not something new, to be honest. It's like people heard of it before. It must be like that. But as an artist, I felt like it's as long as I want to like say authentic again. This word is so important, and also it's true to yourself. It's like Skin. The song Skin is actually inspired by the story that I have eczema when I was younger. I have eczema and
Mhm.
skin allergy, and I didn't feel comfortable enough in myself performing on stage. So actually
Okay.
for me as an artist, the song Skin actually healed me as an artist, as a person as well. Sometimes I feel like not secure on performing live. Sometimes I felt like, oh my god, I don't feel comfortable today enough to like perform. Sometimes we're still human, right? So the song, actually I produced a song, I want to heal my listeners, but at the same time the song is healing me as a person.
Yes.
So this is something that I feel powerful as a human being as well, because I feel like, oh, I make an art, but it's still like, to me it still speaks to me. So this is something I really want to do. So even the song is like a pop track, but still, there's a lot of artists is talking about body positivity in the world again, like, but it's not something that, like not following the trend, but to me it's like telling your own story is the most
Mhm.
important, and you feel the most comfortable producing the song.
Right. And when you've done that, and then you hear people, give you feedback about the song and how it kind of like helped them get over their own sense of probably insecurities or whatever, then as an artist, you've done your job. You,
Yeah.
you know that the song, has done its crucial purpose, and that is to be heard, not just here, but most especially here,
Yeah.
right? Much has been said about algorithms like the follows, and so much of one's social media parameters has usually,
Mhm.
if not always, been defined by that. And you probably agree there should be a line that says, "Enough is enough with algorithms. My art should speak to what I am doing as an artist and what I am trying to accomplish."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are in agreement. Let's see. We've got other friends who are equally in agreement. You mentioned an engineer saying hi to my good friend and a fellow artist as well, Mr. Denon C. Hello, Denon. And
Hi.
he says hi to you as well. Miles.
Hi.
Hello, Miles.
Hello.
And, Lori Santos is also saying good morning to you, to us. Good
Morning,
morning
morning.
to Xtie.
Hi.
Mr. V, good morning to you as well. Miss Catalina Sena, good morning to you as well, XT. And
Hi.
Kathy Dimag says, good luck, XT, with the music.
Thank you.
And he misses everybody. Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Those were rather heavy questions to tackle, but let's move on to the fun stuff.
Okay.
And this is your new song called Classic. I would like to play a snippet of the song for our listeners. But
Sure.
before I do that, what can you tell us about the music or the song itself? I mean, what inspired you to write it or any other pertinent historical information?
Oh, I just want to be short and sweet because this one, new classic, is. I want when you listen to it, I want you to feel like you're like a supermodel walking on the street. Because like you're going to
Okay.
work, going to school, you're like walking like like supermodel.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so as simple as that. That is the sole reason why you want that song to be shared. Okay, let's do that in just a bit. So you can listen to this, of course, on Spotify. You can also have that on repeat on your phones, and the music video itself is also up on YouTube. So this is called Classic
New
by
classic.
X. Yeah. All right. So yes. So listen up.
We're a new wave, your water's falling down. Watching you cascade. No, 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 no. Nothing can fight it. Let it go with the flow. Watching the rainbows. Make a work of art, but you tear it apart. Like I've got nothing to say. But I know my worth is more than words. You see me shining brighter every day. Come watch me rain, yeah, I'm the brand new classic. Replaced it all and burn it down to ashes. It's a new era, making my own magic. I'm building something better, something that lasts forever. Come watch me rain, yeah, I'm the brand new classic. Replace it all and burn it down to ashes. It's a new era, making my own magic. I'm building something better, something that lasts forever.
All right, so that is a snippet of that track. And of course, if you want to listen to that, which I strongly suggest that you do repeatedly, you can do that on Spotify and everywhere where you listen to music digitally. All right, so yeah. Once again, that is called Classic. And I assume that the music and lyrics are all done by you.
Yeah. And also, I actually have some collaborators on this
Oh,
track.
okay.
So the track is actually called New Classic, not just Classic. So it's New
Okay.
Classic.
New
Yeah.
Classic.
So
All right. I stand
yeah. So
corrected.
I was when I started writing the track, I really wanted to be called New Classic. It's
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted something new to kickstart my new year this year. And I
Mm-hmm.
also this is New Classic is actually a pre-release single of my upcoming debut album that is like a full-length album that all the song title are stylized oxymoron. So it's like new and classic is like different opposite meaning putting together to form a new meaning. And the rest of the track in the album is gonna be like that, like only choice, like choice only, like it's weird, but putting together is something different. And then
Okay.
like awfully beautiful, like that kind of style. So I really want to put that different qualities into like songs, and then it actually reflects very much as an artist as well, as I mentioned about my upbringing and also the musical influence and my heritage and everything is just like different opposites that putting in me as Xtie.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of like interesting album to work on. And for New Classic, this is the first track that I didn't produce and write everything on my own.
Okay.
So I've been releasing music for like the past 3 years, and I felt like it's kind of bored sometimes. Like hiding in this room and doing music just by yourself, I think I kind of like, it's kind of bored. And then because of the pandemic, I actually joined in some online songwriting camps. And then that's how I met different great collaborators, producers, writers online. And I suddenly pop up that we have been writing songs for other artists, but how about I can team up my own team to work on my own artist project? So I invited Tomoko, so she is my co-producer in this track. So she's a female Japanese producer
Mhm.
from Tokyo. So we worked together on this track, and we was like, oh, the song is called New Classic. How about putting some classical instrument into our track? So I'm from Hong Kong and she's from Tokyo. So we brought in our own Chinese instrument from our, like, not Chinese, but our traditional instrument into
Mhm.
from our own heritage in the song.
Oh,
So she brought in
nice.
like a Japanese flute. For me, it's like guzheng and also Cantonese opera. So it's like having different style, like different traditional instrument into the pop song. It forms like a new classic. So that's how we started the track.
I love it. I love it. And this is the first time I've heard someone really pay attention to oxymorons. So
Oh, you knew the thing. Cool. I mean,
yeah,
explaining sometimes.
I was like, side A, as you said, is awfully beautiful, and probably side B would be what, pretty ugly.
Yeah, pretty ugly. Like this is interesting. This is interesting.
That's good. That's good. I like it that you take time to to do that. And you said that this is the first song that you look for consciously look for a collaborator. Um, if it's in a collaboration, I was wondering, what do you look for in a collaborator?
Um, to me, first of all, is it makes the process more interesting because you have someone to talk
Okay.
to. Yeah, I used to be like
Yeah,
hiding
yeah,
here
yeah.
and no one to talk to, and sometimes I'll be second guessing. Oh, should I use this sample? Oh, should I use this chord progression? I'm just speaking to myself. But now I have a collaborator that I can speak. Like at least I have someone to talk to over Zoom and
Hmm.
email, WhatsApp, because we're still like I'm still in the room alone. But yeah, I have another room in Tokyo that she is producing the track with me. So that is the first thing, that I have someone to talk to, which actually I feel like as collaboration, I don't pursue like 1 plus 1 is 2. I want to do 1 plus 1 is
Hmm.
more than 2. So that's how
Okay.
I want to. So Tomoko is one of the, like, okay, so when we met in a songwriting camp or something, like we are doing some K-pop tracks, and actually me and Tomoko is the only female producer from Asia. And then we talked about how women in music is underrepresented, and that's how we started a conversation talking, because we feel we're really good friends now because we're the only Asian female producer from the group. And then we talk a lot
Good, good.
on how, not difficult, but like it's interesting to like work as a female producer in general. And that's how we started our friendship and also the collaboration. So the 1 plus 1 more than 2 is like, I feel like our style kind of different, but when we put together, it's just like explore more perspective in your songs. So sometimes I'm very limited by my own thoughts, but then having another collaborator can bring you more perspective in your own song and actually help you grow as an artist.
That's right. That's right. I mean, because in fine print. I mean, you finish the draft of the song, and you say, "Okay, I've written the perfect song ever," and then you give it to someone else to listen to. It's like, there's something wrong with that. You missed it. You didn't cross your T's, or you didn't dot your I's, or whatever. And it's
Yeah,
yes, it
it would
does. It
happen.
does
Yeah.
help to have a little perspective on that. But if, let's say, sky's the limit, who would you love to collaborate with?
I got asked this question many times. So
I
I
can
I
guess an
just
answer, but I will wait for you to answer.
okay. I mean, oh, okay. So currently, I'm also writing for K-pop tracks, like K-pop artists. I really
Okay.
wish I can finally I can have a cut in the K-pop market. But if like it's like I want to work with my childhood idol, not childhood, but like growing up listening to like those artists. Because I wanted to like I don't know, like people know like when you listen to my song, you can hear a lot of influence from like Taylor Swift,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lady Gaga. You know, like they are my like idol. So yeah, you know what? I wanna like hopefully I can like at least meet them in a concert. No, I don't know. Like, but recently because I watched the Super Bowl performance of Rihanna and I was like, and then I just wanna answer Rihanna this time because I felt like as a woman in the industry and I just saw her performance on Super Bowl as a pregnant and then
Yeah,
she
she was. She was
yeah, and
pregnant.
then I was like, wow. I was like nearly in tears. I mean, wow. I nearly forget how much I love Rihanna. You know, I mean, wow. So yeah, so that's
Yeah,
why I really
it's
wanna
it's
like,
a reflection of dedication as well. I mean,
yeah,
some artists would probably say, I can't. I wish I could, but I'm pregnant, and no. But she put her artistry and her work first, and that's good. That's a reflection also of a good work ethic. So who knows? I mean, hey, Rihanna, you might be listening. XT wants to collaborate with you. Likewise, Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga. Paging,
little fan.
paging.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? That might happen in the future. And speaking of future, what is next in store for XT? Would there be another single that works? And you said that an album is you're working on an album, but in the immediate release, will there be another single to follow?
Yeah,
A
I
new project?
actually would love to. I'm actually before the summer, I'm gonna drop my EP. So
Okay,
the EP is like a cosmic pop EP. So it's like
there you go.
the sum up of my previous singles, and also I'm gonna release a new single. But that new single is kind of interesting because it's gonna be Cantonese and English. So
Oh,
it's like different versions. Because
all right.
yeah, I've been like, fighting, my own inner brain, that I wanted to actually want to release a Cantonese song. So that song is particularly I want to sing in Cantonese. So I'm gonna release that track and then I will put that into my EP that's gonna release before summer this year. So after the EP, I think I'm gonna focus on working on Oxymoron, and then hopefully I can release spring next year. Yeah.
All right. Who knows? The album title might be, Oxymoron Volume One and Oxymoron Volume Two. I don't know.
I'm still thinking how should I put the title, well, the album title.
It will come to you. It will come for sure. But you know what? Whatever you have planned, I wish you all the best, and may
Thank you,
it
Kat.
reach more listeners and inspire people that you can live the life of your dreams. You just really need to move in the right direction and follow your passion. For those
Thank
who are
you.
kind of like still in the search of whether music would be something that they need to pursue, any advice you would like to give listeners out there, or who may be listening to us or watching us and wondering, music, should I do this or should I not do this?
Just do it. I mean, like,
Yeah, simple as that. I mean, Shia
yeah.
LaBeouf did that. Just do it.
I think it's more like I just want to like tag my song again. This new classic. I want everyone to feel like they're supermodel walking to work, walking to school, and walking to your own journey of whether you want to be an artist or not. I
Mhm.
think it's just something. If you know that if this is something you want to do, it doesn't have to be. That's how I mentioned. You don't have to sacrifice your 9 to 5 job. You can do both. It's a matter of prioritize your time and also your schedule and everything. But I think just just do it, because you if you don't do it, you never know how it's gonna lead you. Because to me, as an artist, it's a journey. If you don't start the journey, you don't know where it takes you. So just do it.
Just do it. Right. Diane says hello to the both of us, and she agrees that two is better than one, and collaborations are really great.
Yeah.
And Ning Hangles also echoes that, and she says that XT, your creativity and your authenticity will ensure your success in
Thank
your
you so
career. Best of luck. That's what she
Thank you.
says.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, XT. For those who would like to get to know more about you and your music, where can they find you on social media?
So you can follow my Instagram account. My handle is at xtie music, XT
Mm-hmm.
music, and also I'm on TikTok as well. Same handle, XT music, and also on my songs are on Spotify and on your favorite streaming platform, and also on YouTube. So if you want to check out my previous music videos, just go on YouTube and search XT.
Which you should, which you all should. Well, I
Yeah,
wish you more success, XT,
thank you
and
so
I
much.
pray that everything that is mapped out for you and delivered for you on time and on a silver tray. Or if not a
Thank
golden tray, better. That's a
you.
wrap for us today. Till the
Thank
next
you so much,
episode,
guys. Thanks
most
everyone tuning
welcome,
in.
always welcome. You can always come back. And we'll see
All
you
right,
again the next time for the next episode with another artist that we are going to be putting on the spot. Take care, XT, and take care,
thank
everybody.
you.
This
Take
has been
care.
Kaz for On the Spot 947. Stay healthy, stay inspired, stay happy, be safe, and we'll see you all next time.